What is up? What is up? Strike Squad. So, first off, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video if you like the content. I didn't really want to ask or bring it up at first because, I want to make sure that like what I'm doing is worth people's time, and that people are enjoying it. But it looks like almost 99% of the people who watch the videos aren't subscribed. So, and if you're a returning viewer and you're gonna keep checking stuff out, I mean, go ahead and subscribe. It helps a lot. That out of the way, what we're gonna talk about is we are going to talk about the most important button in League of Legends, right? So, right now, if we are watching this game and we're going through stuff and we're looking at stuff, right? I kill this Evelyn, that's great. Okay, so I don't have my ult, right? Jax doesn't have his ult. Jax TP'd back to lane. So, if we're looking at me, and then we're looking at Jax in this lane, and we're thinking, okay, what do we do now? Do we want to shove this wave? Do we want it back? What do we want to do? What's the game state? Was Evelyn ahead? Is my Bel'Veth ahead? Is my Bel'Veth behind? Is Milo strong enough to roam and leave Veigar bot? Is Lucian strong enough to 1v1 Ashe? Is he going to be in trouble if this Kench ganks him? Right? Like, we have all of these questions. And that's why we're going to talk about this button. It is tab. Tab, 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 tab. So, let me flip the screen over real quick here. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, it's the most important button in League of Legends. And I'm not even joking when I say that. And the reason I'm not joking when I say that is because you get so much information out of doing tab. So like I can tell that I'm stronger than Jax right now if like we all land our abilities and I don't get stunned and everything else, right? Because I have 2 pots. So you take more aggressive trades. Because I have, more sustain in lane, right? Like there are just so many things you learn from tab. And I think that the issue that I see primarily when I look at a lot of people playing this game is they will go back to base and buy an item, a tank item, without hitting tab and seeing what the enemy team is doing. Or they'll go back to base and they'll get something like Black Cleaver when they're into a team that's not building any armor or anything. Now I know that Jax is going to start building armor at some point here, ideally. And then I know that Kench is going to be super, super tanky. So, like, I'm building Black Cleaver because they have 2 big frontline players. But if I don't hit tab and I just default and I'm like, you know what I'm going to build? I'm going to build Hull. I'm going to build Hull Breaker. In the 1v1 against Jax, when he uses his ult and gets all of his bonus stats, and against Tahm Kench, I'm not going to do any damage later. And I've wasted all of this gold, right? Because I'm not paying attention to the layout of the game. Likewise, if I'm going to build a tank item this game, something that I probably need to build is going to be something like Jax Show. Jax does mixed damage, Evelyn's AP, Xerath is AP, Ashe is a hyper AD, right, with slows. So looking at this kind of stuff, it's like, okay, I need to build probably Jax Show for my first tank item. Why did I not go Merc Treads? Well, I didn't go Merc Treads because there's only really like, I mean, they have CC, but I'm not really like scared of this CC or getting trapped in it for like a long, long time. And it's not a lot of AP CC. It's literally just the 1 stun and the 1 stun, right? And I guess the charm. Maybe I should have gone Merc Treads this game. In hindsight, maybe I didn't hit tab enough, right? So I think that this is something that you want to start implementing into your games, especially because like we could skip forward in the game state here and look at, let's look at, say, let's go further out. Okay, so like here I am. Okay, so if I'm headed to this fight and we're looking at it, it's like, okay, we have more kills and stuff like that. That's great. But it's like, can we fight this? Can we fight these 4 if they collapse on us? Let's look. Okay, I'm 6, 6, and 2. He's 2 and 6. I'm 40 CS up. I have my Sterix up. She's got her 2-item core, almost her 3-item core. This Evelyn is a little scary though, and we don't know where she is. Not worried about Xerath. He's not doing that much damage. And Ashe is a little scary, and Tahm Kench is a little scary, right? So like maybe going for this hyper aggressively is a bad decision. But without actually checking all of the different stuff and knowing what items are up and what abilities are up and where everybody's at in the game, you just can't play optimally, right? You can't build optimally. So this is a really short video, but I hope that it gets the point across that like tab is a very important button. Use it more. Use it more in your games. If you watch any of my gameplay, you'll see that I am constantly checking tab, even if just in the early game to see if I have a CS lead. You know. So I hope this was helpful. I know that it was really short, but I will see you in the next one.